Accounting for non-profit organization. Non-profit organizations are those organizations which serve the society without any profit motive. These are charitable institutions. Since these are organizations which do not manufacture anything, which do not purchase or sell goods, and may not have credit transactions, hence, they are not supposed to maintain any books of the accounts like trading account, profit and loss account. But they do need to present the financial position of themselves. The major sources of income for these organizations include subscriptions from their members, donations, grants in aid, income from investments, etc. Since they have to prepare the financial account at the end of the accounting period and ascertain their incomes and expenditures and are required to submit the financial position to the statutory authority called the Registrar of Societies. Now, they are not preparing the profit and loss account. So, what they need to prepare? They need to prepare receipt and payment account, income and expenditure account, and balance sheet. And all these documents are submitted to the registrar of the society. The receipt and payment account is the summary of the cash and the bank transactions, which further helps in the preparation of income and expenditure account and balance sheet. Income and expenditure account should be treated as equivalent to profit and loss account, and it is similar to profit and loss account. Trial balance is prepared to check the accuracy of the account, and it also facilitates the preparation of receipt and payment account as well as income and expenditure account and the balance sheet. Now let us first of all understand the receipt and payment account, the pro forma and the items which are included in this account. These accounts are prepared at the end of the accounting year on the basis of cash receipts and cash payments as recorded in the cash book. It is simply a summary of cash and bank transactions under the various heads. In front of your screen, you can see the pro forma of receipts and payment accounts. So on the receipts side, it will be opened with any sort of balances in cash or the balances with bank of the organization. After that, any sort of subscriptions, donations, whichever are received throughout the year are written. And then sales of newspapers, periodicals or waste papers. If the organization is serving the sports also, then any sort of sale of the old sports material is also written. These organizations also have fixed deposit. So any interest which is earned on those fixed deposits should be written on the receipt side. Any interest, dividend on the investments of the surplus fund should also be accommodated on the receipt side. Then there can be locker rent, there can be sale of scraps, proceeds from charity show, miscellaneous receipts, grant in aid, legacies, specific donations, sale of investments or fixed asset. From wherever cash is generated, all the items are written on the receipt side. Now let us see the items of the payment side. If there is any bank overdraft at the beginning of a year, then receipt and payment account is going to be start with bank overdrafts. After that, there can be wages or salaries which the organization pays. There can be rates, taxes, insurance, expenditure on printing and stationery, expenditure on postage and courier, advertisement, sundry expenses, telephone charges, entertainment expenses, any sort of audit fees paid by the organization, honorarium, repairs and renewals, upkeep of the grounds if the organization is linked to sports activity, conveyance, and expenditure on newspapers and periodicals. So these are the various items which are shown on the payment side of receipt and payment account. Now, one thing which is required to be remembered is the account does not show any non-item like depreciation. Now let us take one example and understand the preparation of receipt and payment account. The particulars are in front of your screen. Cash balances, bank balances, both are having the opening balances. Subscriptions for the year 2008, 2009 and 2010. Then sales of newspapers, entrance fees received, sales of old furniture, donations received, rent paid, maintenance, salaries, event expenses, assets purchased, closing cash balances. अब इन आइटम्स में से जहाँ जहाँ से कैश रिसीव होता है वो हम रिसीट साइड पे लिखेंगे और जहाँ जहाँ हम कैश पे करते हैं वो हम पेमेंट साइड पे लिखेंगे. Let us take these items one by one. First of all, we need to write the opening balances. Now cash is having 10,000 and bank is having an opening balance of 72,000. So total balance brought down is 10,000 in front of cash and 72,000 in front of bank. So the total comes to 82,000. Then the subscriptions. Subscriptions are also received, so we are writing it on the receipt side. For the year 2008, amount rupees 5,000, 2009, amount rupees 76,000. For the year 2010, the amount is rupees 9,000. Total comes to 90,000. Then sales of newspapers. अब जब हम न्यूज़पेपर सेल करते हैं तो हमें वो अमाउंट रिसीव होता है. दैट इज वाई वी आर गोइंग टू राइट इट ऑन द रिसीट साइड. So here we are writing sale of newspapers amounting to rupees 10,000. Entrance fees received. Again, this is the fees which we are receiving. That is why on the receipt side we will be writing entrance fees received amount rupees 10,000. Sale of old furniture. Now whenever the old furniture is sold or any asset is sold, we are receiving the proceeds. So this sale of furniture will be shown on the receipt side. So here we will be writing sale of old furniture amounting to rupees 12,000. Then donations received 46,000 will appear on the receipt side. Next item is rent paid. Now something is going out of the business. Rent is being paid. It is a payment. So we are going to write it on a payment side. We will be writing rent paid amounting to rupees 78,000. Maintenance is also paid. So on the payment side, write down the maintenance amount rupees 26,000. Salaries, these are also the payments. So on the payment side, amount is rupees 25,000. Event expenses. Event expenses are also the expenses incurred, hence the payment must have been made. So on the payment side, we will be writing the amount 36,000. Assets purchased, again some payments have been made. So on the payment side, we will be writing assets purchased and in front of asset purchased, we will be writing 15,000. Then there are closing cash balances amounting to rupees 4,000. Now let us sum up the receipt and payment account. सबसे पहले receipt side का total लगाएंगे और हमारे पास आता है 82,000 plus 90,000 plus 10,000 plus 10,000, 12,000, 46,000 and total comes to 2,50,000. On the payment side, we have 78,000 plus 26,000 plus 25,000 plus 36,000 plus 15,000 plus 4,000. And this side is short by rupees 66,000 as compared to receipt side. So this 66,000 should be treated as the balancing figure of the bank account. तो बैंक का जैसे हमने देखा ओपनिंग बैलेंस था तो बैंक का कुछ क्लोजिंग बैलेंस भी रहा होगा. ये जो 66,000 का डिफरेंस आ रहा है, दिस डिफरेंस इज द क्लोजिंग बैलेंस ऑफ द बैंक. Hence, receipts and payment side tallies. Income and expenditure account. Income and expenditure account is just like the profit and loss account. जैसे प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट में रेवेन्यू आइटम्स होती हैं, सिमिलरली इनकम एंड एक्सपेंडिचर अकाउंट में भी रेवेन्यू आइटम्स होती हैं. एंड व्हाटसोएवर इज द बैलेंसिंग फिगर ऑफ इनकम एंड एक्सपेंडिचर अकाउंट, इट विल बी नोन एज सरप्लसेस और द डेफिसिट. जैसे हम प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट में बैलेंसिंग फिगर को या प्रॉफिट या फिर लॉसेस कहते हैं, उसी तरीके से इनकम एंड एक्सपेंडिचर अकाउंट को हम सरप्लसेस या डेफिसिट बैलेंसिंग फिगर बोलते हैं. एग्जाम्पल, प्रिपेयर इनकम एंड एक्सपेंडिचर अकाउंट for the year 2009 from the following particulars. So we have cash balances, the opening balances, subscription for the year 2008, 9, 10, donations, interest received, entrance fees received, purchase of books, entertainment expenses, rent paid, maintenance, salaries, event expenses, assets purchased, and closing cash balances. And there is also additional information. Salaries were outstanding for rupees 5,000, rent was outstanding for rupees 5,000.